How Daniel Kinahan survived an assassination attempt by the Hutch cartel. State witness Jonathan Dowdall reportedly testified in a special criminal court that Gerry, the monk Hutch, confessed to him about the murder of Daniel Kinahan. Dowdall claimed that Hutch was tormented by the fact that things had gone wrong, and as a result, he confided in Dowdall in a park a few days after the Regency Hotel attack. According to Dowdall, Hutch revealed that he had shot the victim and that he was struggling to come to terms with what had happened. The testimony of Jonathan Dowdall proved insight into the mind of the alleged killer, who may have been motivated by a combination of remorse and guilt. According to Jonathan Dowdall, Gerry the monk Hutch confessed to him about his intention to kill Daniel Kinahan, but ended up missing his target and instead killing another person. Dowdall testified that Hutch was likely motivated to confide in him because of the pressure he was under from people calling home. During cross-examination by defense counsel Grehan, SC, on the fourth day of the trial in the special criminal court, Dowdall revealed these details. Hutch, who had pleaded not guilty to the murder of David Byrne at Dublin's Regency Hotel on February 5, 2016, was reportedly paying close attention as a video recording of Dowdall being interviewed by the Gardai in May 2016 was played in court on Thursday. The court heard during the video recording that Jonathan Dowdall consistently maintained to the Gardai that Gerry Hutch would never confess to him about the Regency Hotel murder. Dowdall stated, "I don't think he's foolish enough to reveal that to me. Let's be realistic," he told the Gardai. In the course of his extensive conversation with the Gardai, Dowdall revealed that Hutch would visit his home 2 or 3 times regarding fundraising efforts for Sinn Féin. Dowdall stated none of the politicians would say that, before mentioning the name Mary Lou. During the interview, he expressed to the Gardai that he did not consider Gerry Hutch to be an evil person and acknowledged that he held him in high regard. Dowdall mentioned that in their meetings, they talked about the newspapers and fundraising, but never about the Regency Hotel murder. He conveyed his respect for Hutch and for himself. Throughout the interview with the Gardai, Jonathan Dowdall repeatedly emphasized that Hutch would never confide in him about the Regency Hotel murder. He stated, "Hutch never told me about the Regency. Of course not. Why would he? I'm not involved in criminal activity." Dowdall also stated that there's no mention or discussion of the Regency between them. He said, "I wouldn't ask him directly, Gerald, did you commit the Regency?" However, during the cross-examination, Dowdall admitted that he had not been truthful with Gardai during the interview. During the cross-examination, Dowdall was repeatedly accused of lying and was questioned about the discrepancy between his earlier statement to the Gardai and his current testimony that Hutch had confessed to the murder. Dowdall claimed that he couldn't reveal the truth to the Gardai at the time out of fear that his family would be targeted if he admitted to knowing who was involved in the Regency Hotel incident. During the cross-examination, Jonathan Dowdall was asked about the possibility of connection between Gerry Hutch and drugs. He responded by claiming that the Gardai had been caught with drugs belonging to the Hutches. The defense counsel then inquired if there was any damaging information about Gerry Hutch that Dowdall was holding back. At this point, Dowdall seemed to become irritated and stated that Hutch was the one throwing accusations. Dowdall made it clear that he believed that the accusations against him were unfounded and that there was no evidence to support the claims being made. He stated that someone had created a malicious Twitter account that made false and damaging allegations against him, including that he was the mastermind behind the Regency Hotel attack and that he had paid 250,000 euros to an organizer of firearms. This Twitter account caused Dowdall significant stress and concern for the safety of his family. He said that the allegations made on the Twitter account were completely false and that he was completely innocent of any involvement in the Regency Hotel attack. In order to protect himself and his family, he reached out to a member of the Gardai Special Detective Unit, SDU, to inform them about the Twitter account and express his fear that individuals like David Byrne might see the account and become motivated to harm him. During another interview with the Gardai, Dowdall expressed his disdain for the Kinahan cartel, referring to them as scumbags. He stated that he would tell them directly how he felt about them. He also criticized some members of the Hutch family, calling them dirt. Despite lodging a complaint, Dowdall found himself in a difficult situation when a van registered under his name was found parked at Buckingham Village. which was believed to be the gathering place for the Regency Hotel attack. He revealed that he had been instructed to book a hotel room without any knowledge of who would be staying there. A Twitter account accused him of being the mastermind behind the attack, leading him to believe that there was a personal vendetta against him and that the Hutch group was being falsely implicated. Throughout the interview with the Gardai, Dowdall's frustration grew as they searched his home in Navan Road, Dublin, looking for weapons and explosives. He felt that his life was being turned upside down and that he was being unfairly targeted. The whole experience left him feeling annoyed and overwhelmed. Dowdall expressed his frustration to his Gardai, stating that they had ruined his life. He claimed to have cooperated with them, but the search on his home on Navan Road resulted in the confiscation of items like laptops without any returns. When questioned about the AK-47s used in the Regency Hotel attack, Dowdall told the Gardai that he had no knowledge of them. However, the legal representative questioned him on why he had told the Gardai that he had no knowledge of the guns, while now claiming that he was unable to reveal the truth at the time due to the potential severe consequences. The representative then emphasized that what he said to the Gardai at the time was not false. He stated that he was unable to reveal any information about the Regency Hotel. However, when he was asked if he was lying, he responded by saying that he was unable to acknowledge his knowledge due to the time of potential consequences. During the interview with Gardai, Dowdall emphasized that he had never been involved in criminal activities and that his reputation as an honest person was well known in the inner city. He repeatedly affirmed that he was an honest man with no prior criminal record. Dowdall stated earlier that approaching Gerry Hutch about criminal activities was not possible, as Hutch would not entertain it. According to Dowdall, Gerald wasn't that kind of person. He is the wrong person to bring it up with. Dowdall himself was not willing to discuss anything that could potentially put him in danger. During the interview with the Gardai, he mentioned that Hutch had talked to him about the fear he was experiencing, but described Hutch as a normal man like everyone else. He also mentioned that Hutch's brother had recently passed away, and many others were also dying around him. According to Dowdall, he was unaware of a falling out between Gerry and the unfortunate outcome of his murder. He expressed to the Gardai that it was a terrible situation, but those involved in that world understand the dangers and consequences. During the interview, Mr. Grehan, SC, questioned Dowdall about the whole role in helping his father book a hotel room for Kevin Flatcap Murray and attempted to gain a deeper understanding of why Dowdall had accepted guilt for facilitating the murder. Dowdall was questioned about why he pleaded guilty to facilitating a murder. In regards to booking a hotel room for Kevin Flatcap Murray, Dowdall acknowledged that he was reckless and that he should have been more cautious and asked questions before booking the room. Despite not knowing the purpose of the room, he still admitted to having a hand in the booking process and therefore taking responsibility for his actions. The conversation became tense when Dowdall accused Mr. Grehan of trying to discredit him and destroy his reputation in every possible way. During the exchange, Dowdall expressed his frustration with the senior counsel defending Hutch, claiming that he was making all sorts of baseless and malicious insinuations and accusations. Dowdall went on to say that the senior counsel had even gone as far as to publicly shame him over personal and sensitive medical issues. In response, Mr. Grehan argued that Dowdall had voluntarily brought up private matters on his own accord.